back up here at the front gate because we have some work to do. So today it's super windy right now, which feels great. So it's making it nice and cool out here. But today is the day that we automate our gates. So if you guys remember, our 14-foot gate that's on our main entrance is automated using a Topens gate opener that is a single arm. And so since we have this entrance ready to go and done, Topens went ahead and sent us out their newest model of their dual arm system so that we can get the side automated as well. And then we also have some fun little trinkets that Topens sent us as well that we are also going to install in here, and just to make life a little bit easier. So we're going to go ahead and get this baby open, and then we will show you all the different pieces and we'll get it installed, because quite frankly, Elijah and I are over the point of having to get out the car, open the gate, get back in the car, drive through, get out the car, shut the gate, and then leave. So having everything automated is so much better. And then it's also solar powered, so we don't have to worry about running any wires up here or doing anything like that. So we're gonna get started. This is Topens' newest model of gate opener. They just released it. They just released it in April, I believe, end of March, early April. So pretty much it's just going to be like our other one, where it gave us the keys for detaching the arm. It also has the batteries. It will have an extra fuse in there for you, along with a very good instruction manual. And then once we get further down in here, we should be able to see the solar panels along with the remotes so that we can operate this one. So this one is their XD85-2S, and so it is meant for a dual arm system. And so let's pull one of these out. Okay, so as you can see, this is one of the two arms. Oh, this one looks a lot more heavy duty than the other ones that we had.
Yeah.
Can you pull that out?
Oh yeah.
Just keep that. Yeah. So this one definitely looks a lot different than the other one that we have. The plastic is more heavy duty on it. This one looks really cool compared to the other one. So that's one arm. It also, since there's two arms to this one, it also comes with an extension cable. So this is about 25 feet worth of cable so that we can attach our second arm to the first one. And over here we have our second arm as well. So it looks just like the first one. And then I'm guessing that this is arm number 2 that goes farthest from the box. I don't know for sure yet, but it does have the cables in here to splice into, which should be connecting to that cord that I just showed, to that cable that I just showed you. So this is probably going to be all the heavy hardware and the bolts and everything. Here. And all the bolts. So let's get this one open. Yeah, so this is the box that comes, so this is the box that comes with all of the hardware that we'll need to actually set the arms. It includes the hardware that you'll attach to the gate with, and then also the other hardware to attach the arms to, like the posts and everything. One thing I do love about Topens is that everything is packed well and everything is organized well, because we've assembled a lot of stuff before and we've unboxed a lot of stuff before, and let me tell you, it is not fun unboxing stuff when one part that you need is in one box and then you have to go to a completely different box to get a whole nother part. So it's nice when stuff is actually organized. Okay, so next box. Okay, so this one is more hardware and bolts. This is the piece that actually allows the arm to swivel with it. So there's 2 of those in there. So with this being a 2-arm system, it does come with 3 solar panels. So the other single arm that we installed on the other side, that one has 2 solar panels, but usually it should be in one of these boxes here. It will give you the actual mount, so you don't have to worry about having to figure out how to mount these. I'm hoping that the mount is for 3, but we might have 2 mounts where you mount 2 together and then mount one by itself. But we'll open up those solar panels later. We don't want them just out and exposed right now while we're installing. So this next box is going to be our UPS box. That is our uninterrupted power supply box. So these ones should be, this is pretty much going to be the same on any unit that you end up getting. So we'll get this one opened up. And then it has the little manual that's specifically for this, but this is our UPS box, which we will need that. And then this is what I was telling you about earlier. This is our mounting hardware for our solar panels. And then last but not least, we have our control box. And so their control box and the UPS box that they provide, they can be mounted and they can go directly outside. On the other side, we ended up putting them in like a little battery box, but I'm not sure. Elijah might want to mount them outside. They are waterproofed and everything and good for outside. So I don't know, we'll see how this goes and decide what we want to do. But yeah. Now that you have seen everything that we are going to be installing, we are going to go ahead and get the installation process started. So I'm going to do a quick scan through the manual to figure out where we need to start at so we can make sure that we are doing things correctly, and then we will go from there. So that is our user manual with all of our instructions. They pretty much provide everything that you need to have a flawless install. And then I believe they also have videos that you can watch just in case you run into any issues with install. They always send you with extra batteries, which I love. This is the extra fuse that they provided as well. And then they give you 2 keys. And the 2 keys are to release the arm manually. So if for some reason it's locked and you run out of power or whatever, you can still manually open the gate. And then just like our other gate, they do give you a bunch of warning signs that you can attach to the gate. So letting you know that, hey, this gate moves. So this one they gave us 4. I'm guessing 1 for each side. We won't use these because if somebody wants to be getting caught in our gate, clearly they should not be over here. So okay, so I will cut you back on when we are ready to start mounting. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with our post bracket assembly. So since we have 2 arms, we have 2 of these. These are our actual brackets, and so we're going to go ahead and get those installed. And so these are our pull to open brackets that we're going to be attaching to our post bracket. And then we also have our bushings that will be attaching on there as well. And then all of this will be bolted in with some bolts, which is pretty simple, right? So we're going to get 4 bolts. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and attach the brackets to the actual arm opener. So they gave us a clevis pin and then also a hairpin. And a fun fact is, if you guys are uncomfortable using just the hairpin, because basically the hairpin is what's going to be connecting the arm that's connected to the gate to the bracket that is connected to your post. Once you pull this out, it can separate. So if you guys want something a little bit more secure, they do sell little pins that replace this, and they lock, where you can put a lock on them, or some of them have locks. So they sell those online. Topens doesn't sell them, but you can find them like online. Just search in hairpin lock, something like that, and it will pull them up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to release the clutch. So this is the manual, so we're going to flip it and roll it. And so right under here, can you push that down to open it? And so we're going to go ahead and insert the key and do a manual release at a 90-degree turn. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow us to actually manually pull the arm in and out. Okay, so we're having to make a slight modification to the mounting process. So if our 4x6 was turned the other way, it would be the perfect size to fit the mounting bracket, because this mounting bracket is a lot thicker than our one on the other side. So we're just adding a 2x4 on the side to add 2 more inches to the side, and then that will be perfect for us to mount our bracket onto. So right now he's just doing some little pre-drilled holes so that we can sink the screws that we have into there. Alright, so pretty much Elijah right now is drilling the holes for our expansion bolts to go into. So this one, rather than using a traditional bolt like this, instead we are using an expansion bolt like this. The first thing that we have to do is drill out the holes. We already marked where they're going to go, and then this thing will go in there, and then as we tighten it, then it will basically expand on this side so that it doesn't come out, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to drill the other 2 holes really quick, and then we will see you then. Okay guys, so this is a few days later from when we originally started working on installing the gate, and so we had to go and pick up a 9/16 drill bit to get the gate mounted onto the wood portion. So this is definitely a lot different than our previous install on the other side. Okay, so now that we have the arms attached onto the gate, we're going to use some clevis pins to go ahead and attach the bracket that will allow the arm to attach to the gate on it. So this is what the control box looks like. I already took off the face. So basically everything that we have is going to be plugging into these. So both the arms and then also any accessories that we have as well. And then we'll be using those top buttons, which is pretty new, to also do some programming. Okay, so first we're going to start with attaching our main arm to the controller box first. Elijah went ahead and popped the connector out to make it easier for him to install. So the instructions make it pretty simple to follow, since they give you just a nice little diagram. Okay, so off camera, Elijah went ahead and he wired up the second arm. So basically this arm, he attached it to that excess wire that I showed you that came in with the kit. And so he then went and picked up some electrical conduit. This one is okay to be exposed to UV. And so since we had a nice concrete pillar here, he went ahead and sloped it and then just took it underground, and then he trenched all the way over, and then he came up here to where he wired it in to the control box. So this wire, the wiring for the control box is just the same as when we wired the first arm. Okay, so right now we are attaching the solar panel mount. You can see up there that we went ahead and attached the first bracket. So this is what the solar panel looks like. So we have 3 of these that size, and they just get stacked on top of each other, which will be mounted on there. So we're gonna go ahead and get them all hooked up. Okay, so we went ahead and got all the brackets attached. So basically that turns all the solar panels into one giant panel, which is great. So next we are going to go ahead and basically sync all the panels together, because as you can see, they each have their own little cords down there. So they went ahead and sent us this cord where it will allow us to connect all 3 and turn them into one jumbo panel. And then they also gave us the extension. So this will get plugged in to this end here, and then it has the other end that we will end up splicing into our UPS box, which is the power supply. Okay, so we have the solar panels up and mounted. They are massive, but they're still sleek at the same time. So that is what they look like from the side. So we're gonna go ahead and get them hooked up into the UPS box, and then hooked up to the battery. So one thing about the system with Topens is that you can either install your solar panels like we did, or if you already have solar on your property, or if you're on the grid and plugged into anything, it does give you an AC outlet. So you can just plug it in, and so you don't even have to worry about mounting solar panels. So it gives you 2 ways to install it, which is really cool. Okay, so now that we are in a place where the gate has power, everything is installed, I guess it's time to show you the new remotes that Topens is now selling. So this is their new sleek design of the remotes. And so with this gate arm, they did provide us with 2 remotes. They already come with batteries and everything. And then what's new is that we haven't attached them yet, but they did give you a clip that goes on the back. So their older model that we have for the other side, you have to stick it onto your keychain. But with this one, with the clip, you can do just like your garage door opener, where you put it on that little pull down that goes right above, you know, that's connected in the cart, that's connected to the mirror. And so it has this little cover on it. So this cover just slides down, and then you can go ahead and program a bunch of different gates. So what we're gonna have to do after we get done messing around with this one is head over to our other gate on the other side, and we're gonna go ahead and get that one programmed into this one. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the gate open. So this is the remote that I showed you earlier. We'll pop that down. We're gonna go ahead and see that open up. And then we did go ahead and mess around in the control box, because there are some different settings that you can go through, which is really cool. So with the settings, originally manufacturer, the main gate has a delay where the second gate will open up 3 seconds after the first one opens up. And so basically we went ahead and took that delay off so that they both open up at the same time. And then there's a bunch of other settings that you can go in there and do as well. And then also a cool feature, Elijah went ahead, I'll go ahead and close the gate. Elijah went ahead and downloaded the app for this gate system, so that he can open and close the gate from his phone, and then also it notifies us anytime that the gate is opened or closed. So that's actually really, really cool, because if we're not home, you know, and we have somebody coming by, we'll know when they arrive or when they don't, so all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we are finally happy to have this gate up, because let me tell you, it was a struggle getting in and out of the car. Okay, so even though that we have our gates installed, we are not yet done with Topens, which Topens, we appreciate you for sending us out these gates so that we could test them out, get them installed, because they make a world of the difference. We do have 2 more accessories that Topens offers that we need to install, which one is our universal keypad, and that one is wireless, and then the second part of that is our gate locking mechanism. So basically what that's going to do is when these 2 gates are closed, it's going to lock them together so that you can't just force your way through them. Like, it's going to create like one solid gate. And so we're going to have to go ahead and get that drilled into the gate and get that installed into the control panel as well. And what's nice is that all their accessories seamlessly and easily get connected to everything. So this is the gate lock mechanism. So this basically ensures that the gate cannot be pushed or pulled and you can't like squeeze through it. So this does not come with any type of mounting hardware, just because they don't know what type of gate that you're going to use. So since we are using typical farm gates, we had to get a little creative with some metal plates that we had laying around, and so that's how we ended up attaching it. But we'll show you really quick how it works because we already have it wired in.
Now, Topens does recommend that you get one of these gate locks if you are in a high wind area. It just helps stabilize everything so that your gate really isn't swinging, even with that little bit of give that you get with the arms. And then it also does come with keys so that if you end up losing power to the gate, you can still access your property.
Okay, so this is the post that you saw me messing with a couple videos ago, and so Elijah finally got it mounted and into the ground. So it's concreted in, it's had time to sit overnight, and then Elijah just added a top to it right here. We'll stain it when we stain all the rest of the posts that way, but we're gonna end up mounting our little keypad right here. Okay, so what Elijah just did is he attached, that is the back plate that comes off of here. So then this one, we just have to attach that into there, and then we have a screw to put in on the bottom. Now, this one is Topens universal keypad. They do have 2 other types of keypad, I believe. They have one that is wired, where you would have to run a wire from your keypad all the way to your control box. And then they also have another one that's wireless. It's round, but it doesn't have this little cover on it. So we wanted to be sure that we got the one with the cover because we are in Arizona. The sun will be setting against the keypad on this side, and we didn't want any sun damage to happen to the buttons or to the machine itself. And so this is just easier to have it closed. It will also protect it from all the blowing dust that we get around here and from, you know, spiders, all that kind of stuff nesting in there. So it's a nice sleek design, and it's protected from the elements, and then you just have to pop this open, and it does have a good stopping point where it will stay up like that for you. And then all you have to do is just enter your code. I'm going to enter in our code. You guys don't get to see what that is. And then if you press A, that will have the gates open. Right now I already have the gates open, so. And then if you press B, that will cause the gates to close. So as you can see, the gates are now closing. I love how everything is plug and play, where this is simplified, where all you have to do is just mount and just program. The programming literally took like 5 buttons and it was programmed. And then how the arms simultaneously work well with the gate locking mechanism. So it's just an easy setup where you don't have a bunch of different pieces and a bunch of different steps that you have to go through to set everything up. So now that the gate's closed, I'm going to go ahead and open the gate again. And then we're going to press A this time because we want to open the gate. And so you can set a master code up here. You can set codes for different people that you want to have access to your property. You can also set temporary codes. So if you're doing work in your building and you have a contractor or someone who's going to come, you know, just for like the day or the week, you can set a temporary code, and then after that time frame is up, you can go ahead and just delete the code out of there. Or if you have, you know, a guest staying with you and they need access to the property while you're not there, rather than giving them your master code, you can easily just set them their own temporary code, and then when they leave, it's easy just to delete the codes out of the system. So we like our new little keypad. Thank you, Topens, once again. Also, we do have a discount code if you would like to go ahead and pick these up yourselves. They have single arms, dual arms. This one is the newest model that they just came out with. So we'll have a link down in the description box below with a discount code, and I'll also put it up on the screen as well, and make your lives easier and get one. So I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.